Hello, it's Mudra Monday. I didn't forget, I've been looking forward to it. I've just made the trip to America, so here I am in beautiful Rhode Island. These are the hydrangeas that you see everywhere here, and I quite love them. So, what better place to sit for Mudra Monday and close my eyes a bit than in front of these wonderful flowers? Today, we're going to go into the Chinmaya Mudra. This mudra is so lovely. It is great in times of uncertainty, which I've been dealing with through our travels. Any thoughts that seem really airy, this could have to do with anxiety or stress. It's thoughts that kind of move around. Worry tends to do that. It balances this air element. So the air element also shows up in the body as gas or bloating. In the emotional body, it shows up as stress normally. If you're in places that are quite windy, you might feel a little out of sorts. This is the air element. And as I've just made this big trip, I've literally been flying and in the air. Anytime you're traveling, not living in your home space and out of your routine, you need to once again ground. The ability to stay grounded is kind of the carpet's pulled away a little bit, and you just need to really focus on grounding down. So balancing this air element is one way to help, but I was really drawn to this mudra this week because it has to do with uncertainty and rooting into the moment. It's quite protective. It also taps into the lungs, the space of breathing from the belly up into the lungs. And it's honoring this moment in time, sitting here now in a delicate, protective way. Sometimes you think of delicacy and protection. I mean, you obviously need to protect something that's delicate, but the delicate thing is not protective. So I love this balance. I love that there's the delicacy here, that it's something quite fragile, and that there's a protective shield, that we are protected by this mudra. So it might feel like chin mudra, where you have this, but it's almost the opposite. Your three fingers, pinky, ring, and middle finger, curl in, and the thumb and index fingertips are touching. Quite gentle. Palms face up, and you let the eyes close. Grounding in with the sound of your breath. Using your breath to connect to the here and now, the present moment, the space within. And then from that sound, use each sound like a stepping stone and start to broaden your perspective. Move to a sound that is a bit further away. Maybe the sound of my voice. If you're in a house, there might be creaks in the house. If you're outside, maybe you're gifted with the sound of birds or the ocean. Spending a few moments with each sound. Really rooting into the sound, listening to it, imagining it. And then stepping to a sound that's a little bit further away. And even if the sound only lasts for a moment, it can stay in your imagination for as long as you want, while you use your imagination to create what that sound might look like. The colors, the textures, maybe there's a smell. Stepping to a sound that's even further away. Perhaps the sound's not really there, but you're imagining it. If you're in a house somewhere by the ocean, maybe you imagine you can hear that ocean. If you're near nature but not quite in it, maybe you imagine you can hear the crickets or the birds, maybe dogs barking. Maybe you're alone, but you imagine you can hear the laughter of a loved one. the voice of a brother or sister, and the certainty that comes with its imaginative process. As you imagine it, it becomes real in your mind. You bring in the details of what you're imagining. Take 3 more breaths here. See if you can really lengthen the breath. While you're breathing, your imagination might be elsewhere, still picturing the sounds that you brought in. And then start to come back as though each step, each sound is there for you to walk back towards your breath, towards your heartbeat. Take your time to make your way back. There's no rush. As you arrive back, really listen in for the sound of your heartbeat. Opening the lungs, making space for that heart. Imagine like you're making space for the heart to really beat and expand. Feeling your sitting bones on the ground, maybe turning the corners of your mouth gently up. Feeling your bones, your skeleton, the certainty, the grounding element of bones as you sit on the earth. Noticing the space you're in. And then slowly you can open your eyes, taking a soft gaze on one point in front of you. And then you can start to broaden your perspective, take in the whole room, the whole space around you. Knowing that in this moment, no one needs anything from you. Nothing needs to be done. Just take it all in. Be here now. Thank you for sharing this space with me. The Chinmaya Mudra, opening the lungs, taking care of this moment, the gift that in this moment, there's no worries. It's a hard thing to try on. I totally understand because sometimes there's a lot of worries. But if you can put the worries aside, even for a small glimpse of time, it's a gift to your whole system, to your soul, to your whole being. So happy Mudra Mondays. If you made the time to do this video, maybe just drop a comment. Let me know how it felt. The Chinmaya Mudra, if it resonated. I'll acknowledge that the mail truck came up and down the driveway while I was sitting here, so there might have been some background noise. I hope it wasn't too distracting. And I don't just say this to cover my own tail, but meditation comes from within. So if there's sounds around you and you can make friends with them, it was kind of appropriate because we were using the sounds as steps in this video, and the truck came and it was one of the sounds that I went to, rather than being annoyed or needing to refilm the video, which I could have done. I thought it's quite fine, no problem. So that's where I'm at today. May we each live intentionally, live consciously, live in beauty. I honor each of you. Thank you for being here. Namaste.